Hey everybody, it's Michelle again with Tin Done Design. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Today I'm going to be starting a brand new series in addition to my Back to Basics series that I have running right now. This new series is going to be introducing you to on-edge work or line quilling. And what that is basically if you have a letter, a word, an image, and you want to actually outline the outer edges of it with quilling strips. So it'll be a couple of videos probably, and so today I'm going to be showing you how to outline just a single letter. And so with that, let's get started. Okay, so I am going to try and give you the best view possible that I can as I'm doing this. So just, bear with me. The first tip I can pass along to you is when you have a letter like this, you want to do the inside first. So we want to do, this inside area first before we do the outside. It's just a little easier. You don't have any strips out on the outside that you have to contend with. So with that being said, let's get started. And I'm using Lake City Craft glue. I'm using on-edge strips, white on rice color from Little Circles. And I will obviously, as always, link those products in the description below. So what we're going to do is from the inside, we're just going to start in this corner. And we're just going to apply a little bit of glue. Very, very little. And I even like to push it along a little bit, spread it out a bit. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take our strip, we're just going to put it right up against that letter. And like I said, there's a little bit of a ledge, which really helps. It really, really helps, especially if you're a new on-edge quiller. And so here I'm just going to take my paintbrush, I'm going to get it a little bit wet, wipe away that excess. Okay, and that will dry clear, and you won't have any remnants of that left over. Okay, and I'm just holding it here for a moment, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and keep laying down some glue, very little. I like to do a couple inches long. And we'll just put it right up against the edge. I'm not putting my strips on top of the paper or the letter. I'm putting it along the side, that side edge. And for this video, I'll just show you how to do the inside of the letter first. Just take little baby steps at this, because really once you get the inside, the outside is the same process. It's the exact same process. And you will have to, bend your strips a little bit. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. And as you can see, a little bit too much glue there. Take our damp paintbrush and just wipe it away. Okay. And like I said, that will dry. Now we're coming around the corner here, and you're just going to want to shape your strip to the letter as much as you can. Just going to lay some glue down like we have been. And you can even do the whole curvature of that A if you want to. Okay. Now my quilling needle comes into play because I like to push the paper up against the edge of the letter. Okay. Need to make sure we get it up against the edge. You don't want to see any of the white construction paper. Okay, so we're just letting that dry. You can use your finger, to shape your strips around the edges of your letter or image. You can, use your quilling needle if you want, whatever works best for you. I've learned that, it just depends, how my mood, depends on how I'm feeling, depends on the image. So we're just going to keep going around like we have been. Make sure up against that ledge. Take my paintbrush and just put some of that excess glue around there. This glue dries pretty fast, but it's still pliable to where you can still shape your strip if you need to. You can even lift up your strip and, replace it if you need to. Whatever the situation calls for. And as always, you want to try and wipe away that excess glue. That'll help show you if you're up against the edge or not. Okay, so now our strip is getting close to the other straight end over here. We've already come full circle. So what I like to do is I like to take my strip, shape it to the edge of the paper without gluing it down, and then I like to trim away the paper to where I think it'll end. So about right here. Okay. And you might have to trim it up a little bit, that's okay. The closer you can get to the right length, the better, obviously. Okay, we're just going to try and finish this out here. Okay, use our quilling needle to push up against that edge. Sometimes the finger is just better. Your thumb or your index finger. Okay, and then we're just gently keep pushing that strip until we get to the end. Okay, so now we've come full circle with it. Just check it a little bit. You can still give it a little push if you need to in certain areas. And then what we're going to do is we're going to finish out the center. Now, this is also a little bit of a measuring game sometimes. Make sure that end is down good. I think I do need to trim it up a little bit. Obviously, take smaller snippets. Okay. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this a little bit. Okay. Just a rough estimate. Some quillers like to keep working the paper around and they just shape it to their corners. I really like to get sharp, blunt edges as much as I can, so that's why I'm doing it this way. But whichever technique works for you. And so just like we've been doing, we're just going to lay some glue down. And we're also going to put a little bit of glue on this edge here on the inside. Okay, it's the strip that we first started with. Okay, and then we're going to place that there. Take our fingers and bring in that strip to meet up with the new strip we're placing. And you're going to have to hold this joint for a little bit, okay, just to make it, you know, adhere together, you know, because once this strip is in place, it's in place. Okay, so I think we've got it. I think it's staying. And you can always add more glue in the joint, in the crevice of it if you want, just to make sure that it's going to stay. And I can already see that we are going to have to trim this strip up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's just keep laying our glue down, just like we've been doing this whole time. Take our needle if we want, and just lay that strip down. Wipe away any excess. Okay, and then we're just going to have to keep trimming up the end of this just a little bit at a time. I think we about got it. Okay, same thing here. We're putting a little bit of glue on the piece of strip that's already glued down. We're putting it on the side so that the two strips we're placing right now can come together. Okay. So let's just get that strip up against the side of the letter. And make sure our joints come together, just to make a nice clean presentation. Okay, and there you have it. That is the center of a quilled letter. I'll hold it up a little bit. You can see it there. Okay. And so I hope you were able to follow along with me. And I will go ahead and say that I'll upload the next part tomorrow, Sunday, February 24th, and we will go ahead and finish up this letter. Okay, everybody, well, that was the first video in my new series for on-edge work on line quilling. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were able to follow along with it. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, you can leave them in the comments down below, and I will be sure to answer them as soon as I can. And until next time, bye guys.